Hello, I'm Eric Putkinen. Thank you for joining me. Today I want to talk about the fallacy of post-awakening integration. It's a common question or inquiry I get where people ask, after awakening, how long did it take you to be able to return to everyday life? How long did it take to stabilize the realization? How long did it take to integrate the revelation? And all of this points to a process that happens afterwards. And what I wanted to talk about today is it's a total fallacy. It's a myth. There is no process. There's no need to integrate, no need to stabilize. The reason being is let's go back to what enlightenment is. Enlightenment is the revelation, a seeing through the me. The idea of me is shattered. The illusion of duality shatters. And understanding that there is no other is deep, deep in place. What I mean is there's no doubt. It hits you all the way down to your core, your being, heart, gut, bones, the marrow, everything, the deepest levels of being. It is clearly seen. There is no me. There never was a me. And so the me is simply no longer believed. Now, after awakening, because of habitual thinking, yeah, a thought of me may arise. But it simply isn't believed. It's almost laughable. When a thought arises in reference to a me, it's like, I don't buy that. It's just kind of brushed away and ignored. And in pretty quick time, I think, the mind figures it out and you stop having these kind of thoughts. So yeah, there's this period of where the habitual thoughts may subside. But that's not really stabilization or integration. Because if the me is seen through cleanly to your core, and what is left is non-duality, the self. The self is all there is. The self has no problem with the self. The self has no need to integrate with the self. The self has no need to stabilize with the self. When somebody says integration or stabilize, what they're saying is a me that is still believed is trying to stabilize in the idea of the self. A me that has some glimpse or realization of the self is now trying to integrate the idea of a self. The me is still believed. For only a me can have a problem with what is. Only a me can have a problem with the self. But if the me is cleanly and deeply seen through, there's nothing to stabilize. There's nothing to integrate. There's no process. And it is a stark contrast, really, to because a lot of things in the everyday world, there's processes involved. And you may do this or that in order to be able to become able to do something else. But non-duality, realization of the self, isn't like that. It's not that you get this glimpse and you're like, oh yeah, there really is no self. And then you have to spend years trying to integrate and learn to live this understanding. Because what you're saying when that happens is, the me is still believed, and the me is having difficulty living this understanding or glimpse that I had. The me is having a problem. If there's no me, there's no problem. If there's no me, there's no integration. If there's no me, there's no stabilization. There's simply the self. The self is all there ever has been. The self is all there is. And the self has no need to integrate or stabilize. And so the idea of stabilization, of integration, is a myth. It's one of the great, what I call enlightened myths. Myths and misconceptions about enlightenment, an enlightened myth. And it is best to be brutally honest, really. I mean, if you had some spiritual experience or glimpse that there is no me or something greater is there or whatever, and you're having difficulty trying to integrate or stabilize or live this realization, it means it wasn't really seen through. The me was never seen through. And so you got to go back to that. What is the me that's having a problem with the realization that occurred? What is the me that's having a problem with the self? Because it all comes down to dispelling ignorance, understanding being there. And it's dispelling the ignorance of separation, of otherness, of duality. It's the ignorance that creates the idea of me. And when that ignorance is gone, it's gone. And that's it. So, but if you like my videos and want to get notifications or see future videos, I invite you to subscribe. If you've got comments or questions, please post below. Until next time, thank you much.